Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today what we are going to be looking at is Trump's best case scenario. So now right out of both conventions, both the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention, I definitely think that the Republicans might have a bigger polling bump from their conventions. Joe Biden, after his convention, only received about 1.5 points of a polling bump, which may be attributed to the convention and may be attributed to other factors that have played out within the week, as it is 2020 and definitely everything is unpredictable. However, the RNC, I definitely think it wasn't too bad either. Trump's speech, in my opinion, I don't think it necessarily hurt him, but I don't think it necessarily helped him in any way as well. So, despite the fact, a lot of people had negative feelings going into the RNC and were pleasantly surprised. So, with that, the odds for Trump winning the presidency has definitely risen. And with that, we're going to look at Trump's best case scenario as of 2020, August 29th. So, looking at the safe states for the Republicans. In Trump's best case scenario, he's probably going to win all of the typical Republicans' safe states. I can see Mississippi becoming a safe state along with Missouri. I still think South Carolina is going to be a likely margin. I don't really see it, flipping anytime soon. And I can see all of Nebraska being safe. I could also see Maine's 2nd congressional district being safe as well. If Trump outperforms in the rest of the country, he definitely could maintain his margin in the state of Maine, and I think the state of Alaska would also be safe. Oh, and West Virginia, and Indiana. I completely forgot about those two states. Louisiana, I keep forgetting. Oh my. For Joe Biden, I think that there would be a majority of the same safe states. A couple of states, which might seem a little surprising, I don't think would necessarily be safe. And yeah, with the safe states, Joe Biden currently has the edge, but very narrowly. So now looking into the likely states, I think the state of Oregon would be likely for Joe Biden. I think that it would be similar to Hillary Clinton's margins. I think despite Delaware being Joe Biden's home state, I think it could be a likely margin along with New Jersey and Connecticut. I forgot about DC. DC is definitely safe. New Mexico, I think, would be likely. I also think Colorado would be likely. My characterization of likely is 5 to 15 points. I think he might get it close to 5, but I don't see it being under 5 points. I know it went to Hillary Clinton by 4-point-something points back in 2016. However, I just generally don't see Colorado trending more red anytime soon. I think it's only going to trend further and further blue, and even with a Trump, best case scenario, I don't see him narrowing up the margin that much. Looking at the other likely states, I think Iowa will be likely. I generally see Trump pretty handedly winning in the state of Iowa. Probably already going to win anyways. On the state of, not state, I think Georgia would be a likely state as well. 5 to 15 points, probably about 5 to 6 points in my opinion. Could be a little closer since Georgia has been trending more blue, but definitely going to be very hard for the Democrats to win, and it's probably going to stay red. I think Texas could also stay likely for the Republicans, definitely helping them out. Winning a state that very narrowly went to the Republicans back in 2018 and in contention in the 2020 presidential race and in the Senate. Now, going to our lean states, I think the state of Virginia would be lean. I believe it went to Hillary Clinton by a bigger margin than in the state of Colorado. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. But I think the state of Virginia would definitely provide somewhat of an advantage for Joe Biden in this scenario. It definitely could flip to Trump. But Virginia has been drastically changing more and more left. I mean, I think there's only 3 Republican House seats in the entirety of Virginia now, which is crazy considering the fact that Al Gore didn't win the state of Virginia. John Kerry didn't win the state of Virginia, and they won states like Iowa and the Rust Belt. So that is pretty insane, but I still think it would go to Joe Biden. I think the state of Nevada would very narrowly say with Joe Biden in about maybe a 3-point 3 to 4 point range. I don't see it staying for I don't see it going for Donald Trump. I just generally don't see his appeal too much in that state. Oh, I forgot about Maine's 1st congressional district. I think that could be likely, and Maine at large could tilt in the Republicans' favor. I also think Nebraska's 2nd congressional district would be lean, along with the state of Wisconsin. I think that he could definitely outperform in that state. In addition to Wisconsin, I think Ohio, North Carolina, and Florida would all be lean states for the Republican column, along with the state of Arizona, which might seem a little weird since all of these states, except for Florida and Ohio, all of them have been somewhat trending more blue, especially in the 2018 midterms. So because of this, it might seem a little weird that Trump is winning these by lean margins. I definitely could see his appeal in these states and him winning it. In addition to that, I can see him very narrowly winning the states of New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and even the state of Minnesota. So, my reasoning for Minnesota, even though it did go to Hillary Clinton, I could definitely see Donald Trump making a play for the state, and he potentially could. I mean, in the 2018 midterms, there was no change, as there was 2 Republican pickups, which is interesting, and there was 2 Democratic pickups. So, Minnesota definitely a changing state. I think the demographics in the state of Minnesota are definitely telling, and their voter turnout is the highest in the nation. So it definitely does. It is pretty representative of the people of the state of Minnesota. So yeah, what you have on your screen. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the Michigan and Pennsylvania. Michigan's going to be very, very hard for Donald Trump to win, but I could see him potentially winning it. Especially if Joe Biden does not focus on the Rust Belt. He thinks that, he has it on lockdown like Hillary Clinton did back in 2016. So yeah, this is the 2020 presidential map. If Donald Trump, were to get his best case scenario. So he would get 322 electoral votes, expanding on his win back in 2016 to Joe Biden's 216 electoral votes. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you.